Welcome to Hot 97 News, a brand new live news show where we're bringing you all the hottest stories from across the country. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Ronndell with 2 N's and Million.
Hey.
And boy, has it been cold outside.
That it has.
Man, the whole country is dealing with an ice incident here. So, hopefully everybody's doing well at home. Here in Atlanta where we are, everybody kind of made it out. Fair enough.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it throughout the show.
For sure. It wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that bad getting here. Some of us still got to go to work today.
Hello.
So if you still got to get out there, just mind the road conditions. But some roads are fine. They did a great job in making sure that was safe for everybody. But from one ice incident to another, everybody is talking about what is going on in Minnesota. So another person has been killed by an agent. This was a Border Patrol agent, and the narratives are conflicting again. So remember, this all really started on Friday. There was a massive protest / shutdown the day before, and we can actually show you pictures and video of what that looked like. So on Friday, there was basically a decision made by the people there in Minnesota, lots of people in Minnesota, that not only were they going to hit the streets, they were going to do a day of action where they basically said, we're not going to work, we're not going to school, we're not going to shop. Hundreds of businesses closed. Organizers said there were more than 700 businesses across the state that closed in solidarity. So some people feel like they really didn't see this that much, specifically because of, the next day it was kind of overshadowed by what happened. But this is a lot of people.
Now listen, that's how you protest. That is how you do it right there. And you know what? Y'all should have took it up another notch and said no ice at all. Don't put no ice in your drinks. Don't have no ice in your refrigerator. Don't have no ice in your backpacks. No ice nowhere. Y'all want to say forget ice? No ice nowhere. And I'm helping y'all with the protest. I don't got no ice in my drink today. I ain't putting no ice in my drink today.
Now, I'm proud of them for sure because most of it was peaceful. Most of it was peaceful. All these people were just there standing in solidarity and not trying to cause anybody harm for the most part. From what I've seen.
And that's all you want, right? If you're going to protest, just don't, get violent. Don't get weird. Don't destroy buildings and stuff like that. And so it was cool to just see people who are actually frustrated make their voices heard. And mind you, see it looks cold there. I mean, they don't really look that cold because they're probably used to it. But they were saying that the temperatures got to below 20. It was negative 20. Negative 20. Below zero, I should say. So with the wind chill, it was cold.
Yeah, I loved how the community really came together too, because there were some businesses that closed for this protest, but they still allowed people to come in and they gave out hand warmers. This was really an amazing show of expressing your First Amendment. This was amazing.
Yeah.
This is how you protest.
For sure.
That is how you protest right there.
So that brings us to what happened the next day. And this was Saturday morning. People went back out to protest, and a Border Patrol agent shot a U.S. citizen. And this is where we're saying there's conflicting narratives at this point. We know you've seen the video at this point already, but we're just going to show you again just so we're all on the same page. This was the moment that a couple of protesters were kind of swarmed by a few of the agents out there. Apparently, we're told that they're potentially ICE, but definitely Border Patrol agents that were all out there. And I mean, I guess I should ask you guys, what were you thinking when you saw this video?
I'm going to let you go, Million.
Let me go first?
Yeah, I'll let you go.
Okay, so when I first heard it, I was like, y'all know my stance. I'm like, look, I understand why ICE is doing what they're doing. I don't understand why you have to take it to such extreme levels. Sometimes you're beating people up. You're just snatching people up. I don't appreciate that. I don't like that. So when I heard this, I was like, oh, it was probably just another guy provoking ICE or something like that. But when I actually sat there and I watched it all, I was like, wow, this man not only had his hands up at one point in time, but he was protecting some other woman that was there. So it's like, ICE, you keep on fumbling.
And what you just saw was Alex Preddy, 37-year-old. He was an ICU nurse and reportedly also worked at the VA, so he's taking care of veterans. He was reportedly licensed to carry a concealed weapon, and he is a person who was shot and killed by a Border Patrol agent. And here's what Kristi Noem had to say about why and how this happened.
U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently. Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots.
Is that what you saw
No.
in that video?
Not at all. Not at all. This is the second shooting. It's the second death in 2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the second
Yeah.
death in 2 months in one state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we not
Dang near like very close together.
Like,
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah.
2 shootings, 2 deaths in the same state. Like, bruh.
So the way I see it, there is the narrative and there's the video. Some people are choosing to believe the narrative. Some people are choosing to believe the video.
100%.
The video, if we can just show it again, does not show somebody armed and going up to attack, massacre, in fact, law enforcement agents. Because what they said was that the suspect here, Alex Preddy, was going to massacre ICE agents and Border Patrol agents and just the agents out there who are working on the illegal immigration effort out there. To me, it looks like he is partially getting pepper sprayed. He bends over to help that woman who fell. They drag him back into kind of like a scuffle. They start punching him in the head and he's kind of on his knees. And at some point, it looks like that guy in the gray jacket takes what looks to be his weapon,
Yeah.
runs away with it. And after that, there's an audio analysis that says about 10 shots total were fired in about 5 seconds. So a lot of people are thinking that this looks like,
Here's my thing.
this looks bad.
I saw Alex. I saw like a physical picture of him.
Yeah.
Not a big dude.
Yeah.
Very small, very skinny, actually. He's not like a super muscular. It don't take 9, 10 people to take that man down, bruh. It probably would have took about 2 people at most to take him down to the ground and subdue him. But for you to have first that many people, and then on top of that, to shoot him, bro, that sounds like murder to me, bro. That sounds like murder to me.
It was also reckless because they were all bunched around that guy. He could have accidentally shot any of them out there. You know what I mean? And then the story would have been, oh my God, like ICE/Border Patrol agent shot, and then people would have been assuming that it was a suspect. I mean, the information is very weird. And that's why I kind of make the distinction of the narrative and the video, because the narrative is that these people shouldn't be out there anyway. These people shouldn't be armed at all. And they basically brought an armed gun to a riot, even though it was never designated as a riot. Like this was never officially designated as a riot. This is just something that they've said. So I just think that, the goalpost was moved. We can either look at the video and see what happens, or we can choose to look at the circumstances around it, which is people saying they shouldn't be out there interfering with ICE. That's a whole other conversation.
Right.
The fact that they're using that to justify the shooting is a little strange to me.
The right has definitely disappointed me online. Like I was just going through Twitter today, just trying to see the other people's perspectives. Cause you see a story like this, there's always going to be somebody trying to back up the opposing side. I didn't understand it though. But like when I go online and I'm looking at the right, they're like, oh, he should have never been there. He should have never had a gun and all this. It's like, so you're saying that he should have never practiced and had his First Amendment right. He should have never practiced his Second Amendment right to even have a gun. It's not illegal to have a gun near an officer.
Right.
There's also reports that say that Preddy actually registered his gun before he even registered his gun.
Yeah, he was licensed to carry a concealed weapon.
Right.
And he was. And that's why it's interesting, because you never see the Trump administration and Trump supporters on the opposite side as the NRA, the National Rifle Association. But the NRA actually came out and made a statement basically saying, like, we can't just say him having a gun makes this illegal. So this is a response to kind of what you see in the middle. There was a tweet that said, if you approach law enforcement with a gun, there's a high likelihood they will be legally justified in shooting you. And the NRA said, hold on, this sentiment here is dangerous and wrong. Responsible public voices should be awaiting a full investigation, not making generalizations and demonizing law-abiding citizens. But I've seen a lot of people on the right justify this and say he never should have had his gun. He never should have been out there.
Right.
That's his First and Second Amendment rights. Where are the Second Amendment warriors at? What do you mean?
That's the thing. People are like becoming manipulated by the Trump administration. Look, we were conservative because we leaned right. It wasn't Trump that made you conservative. Hopefully it wasn't Trump that made you conservative. You should have been had these ideals. You should have been had these rights that you believe in. And the fact that you see somebody that is supposed to be the head of the right now, Trump, the fact that you see him like doing things that impedes on your actual ideologies, that's the things that's like really hurting me right now.
Here's the thing. Y'all can't keep picking and choosing when y'all want to let the amendments work for y'all.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, stop picking and choosing when, oh, this amendment works for me when it works for me, and then it doesn't work for me when it does. No, dog. If y'all gonna be about something, be about it the entire time. Stand on 10 toes down the entire time. Don't stand on 10 toes when it works for you. Stand on 10 toes when it's supposed to work for everybody. The amendment works for everybody when like every single time, not just when it worked. No, man. And that's one reason I don't like when people start talking about gun rights, because it's like, yeah, y'all want to talk about gun rights when it fits the narrative of you.
Yeah.
You never want to talk about it when it doesn't fit your narrative. And it's like, you're being a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
And I feel like the part that we're really not even acknowledging is that these people really feel like their rights are being taken away. That's why they're on the street. And if we call a spade here, there were people on the right who stormed the Capitol January 6th, back, when Trump lost the election to Biden. And they stormed the Capitol because they say they legitimately thought that the country was being taken over. They thought the election was stolen. They thought that there was something shady going on here. And they went to go literally protect what they felt like was their country under siege and under attack and being taken from them. They thought they were being patriots. People on the street right now are watching their fellow Minnesotans, U.S. citizens, dragged from their homes and just being treated all types of ways at gunpoint by ICE and Border Patrol agents out there. They're watching their First Amendment and Second Amendment rights being questioned or hindered there, and they're protesting. So you can't really blame them for saying we're going to be on these streets and we're going to, follow ICE, make sure they're doing things above the law, or we're going to report them because they feel like they're just being patriots. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's why I think it's on our lawmakers to really bring the temperature down, because what are we doing here?
Yeah. And then I think at one point I saw that the gun that they actually posted, like on DHS actually posted a gun. This is the gun that they posted on DHS's Twitter.
Right after it happened.
It happened. Now, I want to show y'all this next photo that I caught and that I found as well. This next photo that I found is of a Reddit. That same gun posted 5 days ago. What are we talking about here? Like, what?
Yeah.
Something strange going on here.
What are we talking about, bro?
That's real.
Come on, it's posted 5 days ago on Reddit, and then they posted it Saturday
as the gun that's responsible
for him getting shot.
Everything.
Crazy.
Come on, bro.
And it's very clear. I mean, people have been at least saying if the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary, and Border Patrol leadership and ICE leader, all of them, if they all say that we're missing something, you got to show us the evidence you're seeing. Because what we're seeing, and you can show the video again, what we're seeing is not somebody who was armed and coming after ICE agents and going to attack them with that gun. What we saw was somebody walk away with a gun before the shooting, the shots start popping off. So if they have some other piece of evidence, people want to see it. In fact, even some Republicans in our leadership, our lawmakers want to see it. Tom Tillis actually ended up tweeting out about this, and he said, we need an investigation here. He said there must be a thorough and impartial investigation into this shooting. It's the basic standard that law enforcement and the American people expect after any officer-involved shooting. And for this specific incident, that requires cooperation and transparency between federal, state, and local law enforcement. And more importantly is this last part. Any administration officials who rushes to judgment and tries to shut down an investigation before it begins are doing an incredible disservice to the nation and to President Trump's legacy. He's clearly a Trump supporter. He wants Trump to have a good legacy, but it's very strange. I mean, this is kind of what people were thinking was strange about the last shooting involving Renee Good. How are they making a 10 toes down decision on whether or not it's justified within 2 hours? No investigation, then put all the evidence behind closed doors, tells nobody else they're allowed to look into it. What are we talking about here? That's crazy.
Yeah, I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and as sad as it is for me to say this, there's only going to be two things that happen that are going to happen from all of this. An ICE agent probably is going to get really, really hurt, and then everything is going to we need to fall back a little bit. Okay, now our lives are in danger, or they're going to overdo it at that point. They're going to get hurt or somebody's going to lose their life in the ICE community, and then they're going to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Then they're going to be like, oh, is that how we playing now? Bet. Cool. Let's go. Now we really about to go at y'all. Bet. And I don't want it to get there, but that's what it's looking like it's going to get to. I don't want it to get there, but I mean, you got 2 killings in 2 months, man. Like, you killing these people. You killing people from they state. Like, it's like y'all coming to Atlanta and killing some Atlantans.
Right.
Bro, we gonna have an uproar.
And that's what I think people don't understand looking at this from the outside. It's probably different for the people in Minnesota who are watching the people they know dragged out of their house and held at gunpoint to make sure they're a U.S. citizen. It's like, yeah, I mean, you know, you can want to get the illegal immigrants out here all day long if you want, but like this is a crazy way to go about it.
That part right there. And it's sad because it's like, okay, so I understand we're trying to go there to get the illegal immigrants out. So why are U.S. citizens dying? That's the thing that got me. It's 2 U.S. citizens that died. I understand the good. It's up for debate because she did have a vehicle and, you know, that was a whole different debacle. But with this one, this man was clearly in no position of like agitation. He was trying to de-escalate, it seemed. And the ICE agents showed no training. They literally jumped from 0 to 100. As you can see, they was pepper spraying the guy and he had his hands up.
And that's where I think their training does come into question, because it's like, if it does take 6 to 7 of you to put someone down on the ground and get them detained and they still end up dead.
Right.
After you pepper sprayed him, when he really wasn't, his back was turned to you. You know, you drug him into the fight and still ended up shooting him with all your boys around. Like that's a level of just, I think it's not responsible. It's not responsible to have people who don't know how to do this with guns, who are armed and have this charge. And ICE agents are getting hurt. You found, what is it, DHS spokesperson who tweeted something out?
Yeah, the DHS spokesperson posted a picture of ICE agent that was missing a finger. Will, can you pull that up for me? Yeah, so this is after the protest that occurred after the shooting that just happened this weekend. They're claiming that the officer had, you know, he was trying to de-escalate the situation between these 2 different suspects, and his finger had gotten bitten off at one point. Will, can you show the 2 people that they have in suspect? They didn't come out and actually say that these are the people, but this is the people that they have as a suspect. Now, this guy does look suspicious. I'm not going to lie.
I was just about to say.
I ain't going to lie. If anybody bit something, I ain't going to lie. He does look like he bit something. Yeah. But,
is that a man?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, and so they are the suspects who are accused of biting off somebody's finger.
Right.
I thought that was weird. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was weird that, like, right after this shooting, you randomly get this post about, oh, by the way, somebody's finger was bitten off. Was there video of that?
Nah, you see what they doing to us? You see what this is why we do it to y'all. They doing this to us. Come on, man.
I don't know. You know, this is just DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin who posted that and basically didn't add really any information. The agent's name, rank, age, years of service. They didn't say any video. They didn't name the suspects. They didn't have any incident report released. They didn't have anything but these photos. And it came right after the shooting was announced, and they said he got his finger bitten off. And I do think it's strange. You know, this is where you kind of get into conspiracy, but it's strange that right after a shooting, somebody got their finger bitten off and literally nobody was around to film it. Yeah. I mean, it does seem, it's strange. That's what they're saying happened, and that's, you know, the case. But we do know that ICE agents have been getting harassed out there. That is a fact. In fact, last night I even saw a video where they were like trapped in a hotel because they had been kind of surrounded by these protesters. So the way I see it, you know, you've got both sides in harm's way right now. At the end of the day, these ICE agents are just people who took a job.
Bruh. And
you know what I mean?
And I want to get back to that. So y'all remember when y'all were talking about the training that they had to do?
Yeah.
So I just looked up how long the original training was. So pre-2025 was 13 weeks to 27 weeks worth of training.
Okay.
Guess how many weeks it is now? 8 weeks worth of training.
Before they get to go out onto the street?
Before they get to go out on the streets.
Wow.
It's about 48 days worth of training, bruh. That's not enough. That's not enough.
And you have a point, because DHS has been they've been boasting about how many people this year actually has came on and tried to get employment. They said, this is what they allege, at least this is what the reports say, around 150,000 applicants at least. Like, people are seeing these. This is my take. I see people that are seeing how ICE is like doing people in the streets, able to shoot people, and they're getting power hungry.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
that's the thing that's scaring me. Like power hungry people are joining this ICE, and I don't even know if they're doing background checks for real.
I doubt it.
I don't know. You know, they say they are. There have been other reports where I've seen someone say, you know, I went through the process of trying to be, you know, an ICE agent just to see what would happen. And she like had just smoked a couple days before the drug test. They just kind of like, you know, whisked her on and allowed her to be one. And they even had, you know, department officials saying like, we can't corroborate this story. And so, you know, there was questions about whether or not it was real. But the woman who made those claims said, look, I'm in the portal. This is my portal that I have seen, you know, I appear to have been approved to be an ICE agent. And even if it's not true, because nobody like knows these days of people just making stuff up on the internet, but people at least believe this stuff to be true. And that's why you're seeing so much just animosity and fear and just like, you know, all the weird stuff going on right now. And now we're at the point where the government could shut down over all this stuff. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but the government was going to shut down because of the funding, but like they're supposed to be passing funding and they haven't done it yet. And at the end of last year, it's not like they figured it out. They just voted to give themselves more time. And that time was January 30th. So now we're at the point where they've got to fund the government again, or we could end up back at a point where, you know, TSA is up in the air and our air traffic controllers are up in the air because they won't be getting paid again because the government will be shutting down. And Democrats are saying that they're planning to do this because of ICE. There's funding for ICE in the set of funding that they're trying to decide right now. House Democrats already voted for it, and that got other Democrats upset because they thought, you know, hey, we should be, you know, trying to vote against this stuff until we can get some kind of guardrails on ICE. But then the shooting happened. And so now Senate Democrats who are looking at this are saying, I'm definitely not voting on this until there's some guardrails. So we have some tweets for you, actually, that's some of them kind of making their stance known. Senator Patty Murray, Democrat, said federal agents cannot murder people in broad daylight and face zero consequences. I will not support the DHS bill as it stands. It has to be split off from the larger funding package before the Senate. And Republicans have to work with us to do that. There was another one, Chuck Schumer, of course, Senate Minority Leader. He said, what's happening in Minnesota is appalling and it's unacceptable. Democrats sought common sense reforms in the Department of Homeland Security spending bill, but because of Republicans' refusal to stand up to President Trump, the DHS bill is woefully inadequate to rein in the abuses of ICE. I will vote no. And specifically, they're trying to get things done like make ICE identify themselves, make ICE have a warrant, have more training, kick Border Patrol back to the border. You know, this happened because of a Border Patrol agent who's in these streets. They're saying they got to go back to the border, let ICE do ICE's thing, let local police do local police thing, but Border Patrol needs to be on the border. That's what they want to do. So what do you guys make of all that?
So are they giving money? Are they saying that they're giving too much money to the ICE? Or are they saying they're not giving enough to ICE?
They're saying they have to fund the Department of Homeland Security, which has ICE, you know, in it. And they're saying before we approve this funding for y'all, we have got to have some things in place to rein these people in. Have them identify themselves.
I got you.
Require a warrant, that kind of thing. So that's what they're trying to put in there. That's what they're saying. If you want us to vote for the money that keeps the government open, you got to take the DHS stuff out so that we can actually talk about this and see if we can get some guardrails in here.
I got you.
Otherwise, we're going to vote no, and the government's going to shut down again.
I got you. So they just need some stipulations before they get that money up.
Republicans would probably say, what are you guys doing? You know, don't shut the government down. Like, this is irresponsible. This is your job. So you'll probably see both same narratives emerge about how the Democrats are shutting it down. Democrats saying it's a good reason for shutting it down. I mean, it's so stupid these days.
It is very stupid. And I just wonder, like, does the Trump administration see all this stuff going down? Like, how do they possibly think they're going to win the midterm elections by, even siding with the officers on this incident? And then the fact that you're going to try and fund people also, that after you just saw this video, it's like, it's unfortunate. You cannot, there's no way anybody's going to be down for signing that. I think the Democrats got the midterm election at this point.
From the way I've seen it reported, I believe that the people who are Trump supporters and who are behind DHS and are behind the narrative they're kind of putting out right now are basically saying that these protesters are falling around ICE agents who are just doing a job and they are impeding with ICE operations, and That is not legal, and these people are all basically domestic terrorists, which that guy was, called a domestic terrorist, Alex Preddy, and they're saying that, like, no matter what ICE does, they are doing it on the behest of the president. Like, they're just following orders. So these people are the problem, and these people are the ones who should be demonized, not the officers in any circumstance. So that's where I just think there is a decision to be made. Which side do you want to believe? Because the video, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can be upset that they're out there, but technically, legally, they can be out there, and technically, legally, he was allowed to have a gun where he was. So does that negate those feelings? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But back to the Congress thing, I feel like they should definitely pass this. If it does come to like funding for ICE, they should definitely pass some sort of stipulations where it is more training. If we're going to give ICE more money, we need to give them more training on top of that, because I understand that the whole backside of like people getting more training is going to cost more money. It's going to be more time in facilities and training facilities. That's lights, that's gas, that's all types of things that do play a part in that. So that's more money when you do more training. But that's what we need to see, because this is crazy.
I don't even see what the problem would be with saying, like, hey, like, let's get you guys some more training. Let's make sure you guys have a warrant. Let's make sure you guys identify yourselves. Like, is that a problem? How is that a problem?
Just simple stuff that we need.
It doesn't seem like it's that hard. Doesn't seem like nobody say, hey, stop what you're doing. It's just saying, let's do it with some dignity and respect for U.S. citizens as you're doing it.
Right.
It
is what it is.
It is what it is. We do have a lot more coming at you because there were other things going on in the country other than this shooting. So we're going to get into all of that when we come back after this quick break. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to talk about some weird stories going on in the country because y'all do some weird stuff in this country. A man has just been sentenced to 4 years in prison for trying to rob a Taco Bell with a rock.
Yeah, so the attempted robbery took place at a Taco Bell in what state?
With a rock?
With a rock. The attempted robbery took place at a Taco Bell in what state?
I'm not going to lie. I would have guessed Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
I would have guessed this happened in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like some liberal, I don't know, maybe Wyoming.
Liberal.
Okay.
I mean, because they don't do guns. I was going to say because they don't do guns.
Valid point. No,
maybe
but
some liberal did this.
This is in Florida. Out of all places, this is in Florida. We knew it was in Florida, though, because Florida people are there. Key Warren Anderson approached the drive-through window wielding a large rock as his primary weapon. He attempted to come through the drive-through window and rob him. Actually made it through the drive-through window. Everybody left. Everybody ran because they were scared.
Of course.
Yes, they were scared of this rock, and they left, and he ended up stealing and ended up getting caught by canines behind a business dumpster, like a wild dumpster. Yeah.
Hold on. So he climbs through with the rock?
Climbs through with the rock.
Yeah, I'm running too.
Why?
Because I don't know what you're about to do. That's unpredictable.
Yeah, look, man.
Imagine, can you pull this picture up again? Imagine that head just popping through the window with a rock. You know what I mean? That looks like you just got bit by something.
Who told him like this was gonna be the move though? Like that's my thing. And like why did he pick a rock out of it had to be like an arrowhead rock. You know what I mean?
And why a Taco Bell?
Why a taco? I mean, once again, if you're going to rob a restaurant, don't just steal the money. Take some food with you. You might as well have made you a burrito. I don't know why you just ran with the bread. I would have made a burrito, wanted a couple of little cinnamon twists, all kinds of stuff.
Take the rock? Did they make him take a picture with the rock? Oh, you just made this up.
It's a real dude. That's him for real, but I had to put the rock in his hand for a special, for special, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, he brought this rock and robbed these folks and actually robbed the Taco Bell and actually scared them people enough that they ran, which is if a dude robbed me with a rock, I would just throw paper. Just like paper. Like, gotta go. You gotcha. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's Florida for you right there, bro.
That's crazy.
A Florida man. That's
a Florida man story.
That's a Florida man story, bro.
Anybody robbed me though. He could have came in there with he could have did this. He could have came there with
a handguns, with a couple handguns.
If anybody claims that they're robbing a establishment, I'm running in general. I'm not gonna fight as a like.
You really think, because that is a thing. Like, you can't, if you did something like this just and had finger guns, like that is considered, a weapon, whatever, in the circumstance where you're saying you're gonna rob somebody. But if somebody literally came up and was like, and showed you, all I have is this, you're still running?
Man, I'm a fast food worker, bro. What am I protecting any establishment for? If I'm a fast food worker, man, I worked at McDonald's. Look, anybody could have came in there and said, hey, give me this money right now. I would have gave it to him.
Oh, I wish I would have knew what McDonald's you worked at.
Is that easy?
Oh my God, I wish I would have knew what McDonald's you worked at. I would have came in there immediately.
It's not coming out of my paycheck. It's not coming out of my pockets. It's not hurting me.
That's crazy.
It's hurting the establishment.
How long did you work at McDonald's? Because it sounds like you got fired very quick.
You should have. Should work at a bank next. People love you.
Nah, but mind you though, there are stipulations out there in certain restaurants where you could get fired even by trying to fight somebody.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think you should try to fight. I totally agree with that, because like, I'm not fighting you. If you really get violent, you know what I mean? I don't get paid. Nobody gets paid enough to fight you for stealing from this company. Are you kidding me? That's why sometimes some of those workers really just like piss me off, because it's like, bro, no, I know you don't care when you're trying to get a little deal or something like that. And they're like, no, man, you can't do that. All right. All right.
And I think that's why he stole with a rock, because he probably worked at that Taco Bell and was like, man, they ain't up. They ain't gonna let me rock out. Literally rock out. Okay.
Anybody could have taken anything. Anybody could have taken anything, bro. I used to give out free pies, free anything.
You definitely got
extra
fired.
Sauces? Here, whatever. I don't care.
Definitely got fired, bro.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, when you live that fast food lifestyle work, like, bro, it's different, bro. It's different.
That is like amazing though, because that's what I'm talking about. Like, you don't need no 25 cents for this sauce.
Oh yeah,
give me this sauce, girl.
For sure.
Girl, for real, because I just forgot to ask. Okay, how about this? The Olympic athlete turned alleged cocaine king has been caught. Man, this is like a movie.
Did you not know about this?
I had
you didn't
no
know about
clue about this guy.
This is huge going around, bro.
Okay, do you want to take this one? Okay, because I'm just finding out what the rest of these streets. We're talking about Ryan James Wedding. He was a former Canadian Olympic snowboarder, and he's accused of becoming a cartel-linked cocaine trafficker who just got arrested in Mexico City and then flown to California. So basically, he turned himself in at the U.S. Embassy in Mexico City on last Thursday. And man, apparently they say that they had been trying to investigate this for over a year. There was like multi-county coordination with multi-country, I should even say, coordination. Mexico was involved, Canada was involved, Colombia, Dominican Republic, a bunch of people were involved, and he ends up surrendering. And that, I guess, came after multiple weeks of negotiations and involved the FBI's hostage rescue team. But I just am tripping over the fact, like, how did life turn that way for you?
Well, here's the thing, Ryan Whitting. I do know a little bit about this as far as like some facts. So he actually started like selling back in 2006.
Are these allegations or are these
these are real things. These are real facts. These are like real facts.
They're like charges are like
these are real things. Yeah. Everything I'm saying is real.
I'm just,
I got you. Now this is everything is there's no alleged. A few of these are alleged.
Okay.
But anyway, so and then in 2010 he was convicted of attempting to buy cocaine from U.S. government. An agent in 2008. So that's where he got convicted for some stuff in 2010 for that.
Okay.
And then 2011, he was released. Around that time, he was allegedly, around 2011, he allegedly became the criminal enterprise that he had.
So he started this off by buying it from a U.S. government official.
No,
and he just got popped for it.
So he started off, he was a real estate, he wanted to get into real estate, so he started selling his own, he started growing his own, and he started selling it. And so just to fund his real estate career, you know what I mean? Yeah, this is all in writing. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But it's crazy because he had a $15 million bounty on his head at one point. $15 million bounty on his head.
You're saying he went from being a Canadian Olympic snowboarder to wanting to have a bustling real estate career, and then selling drugs to fund the real estate career.
You heard it first.
Ending up getting involved with the cartel.
Yep.
And moving about 60 tons of cocaine annually from Latin America through Mexico into the U.S., according to police.
100%.
That is crazy.
Yeah, you would think that these Olympians get paid a lot for going to the Olympics, but they don't get paid anything especially if they don't have a sponsor. I know this guy was out in Canada, but guess how much you think somebody in the U.S. would get for like getting a gold medal in the Olympics?
At least 100,000.
100,000?
Yeah.
What about you, Lana?
Yeah, I mean, at least 100,000, like $250K.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so some of these reports are saying that a person will get around $37,000
$37,000
for gold.
Dang.
22,000 for silver, 15,000
Wow.
for bronze, and that's just in America. I can't even see Canada paying that much.
Yeah.
So what's the point of busting your butt like these? Because to be an Olympic level athlete is like a whole other level of excellence.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have sponsorships, what's the point?
I mean, you going out there to play for your work, for your people. You're going out there to play for your people.
Are the people paying these bills?
Nah, they're not.
Like, because that's not, how do they even fund this lifestyle?
Well, a lot of them do probably come from a rich background.
If you have that level
yeah,
of...
yeah. A lot of them do come from a rich background. So it's like, it's not really hard for them to transition over into this sport and be like, oh my God, how am I going to pay my bills? It's like, daddy or mommy or whoever is paying. So they got some type of sponsor behind them.
Yeah.
It might not be a corporate sponsor like a Nike or something, but they definitely have somebody behind them giving them money to funnel their career for sure.
We're not saying everybody. He's just saying, some people,
Some of them do. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, authorities say that he operated under the Sinaloa cartel protection and had aliases like El Jefe,
Wow.
Public Enemy, and James Conrad Ken, which... Can you pull a picture up again?
You know what's even funnier about this?
This guy is El Jefe. Oh, not him.
one.
Wrong one. That guy is El Jefe.
Yeah.
Does he look like an El Jefe?
It's funny because he used to taunt the FBI by like posting on his Instagram he used to taunt, but he would post it and then take it down. So I don't have any pictures, but he would post it and then take it down, post it and then take it down. Yeah,
That's crazy.
He was a real deal, bro. He was real deal, dog. Real deal, bro. Like they think Canadians is all sweet. Psych. My man right here proved them all wrong, bro. Like. I really, you know what? I was kind of rooting for him. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Like a little bit. I was rooting for him like a little bit to like see him. I mean, it's our modern day, El Chapo.
That's a crazy
I wasn't around when El Chapo was. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like our modern day. I wanted to see how far he can go.
Are you disappointed that he ended up surrendering?
A little bit. A little bit. I kind of wanted to see him go further and just,
How much farther can one go? You know what? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
You know.
Yes, in other news, Nike was just hit with a massive data breach as Jordan brand files leaked on the dark web.
Yeah,
That's the headline.
It's kind of nuts too, bro.
So what happened with this?
So I don't know how they actually got into the data breach, but their Jordan Men's Spring 2027, the full details of the Jordan Spring 2027 collection was exposed, which is huge. I mean, when you have anything Jordan related, bruh, I mean, it's pretty big. The R&D and product creation, highly sensitive designs and performance files were leaked, which is also really, really big. Anything Nike that got leaked is super huge. The tech packs, the blueprints and bills of materials, that detail every raw material and fabric used in production, which is bad for them, but good for all the people that are making designs out there and making clothing. Because I mean, now they can go to the manufacturer that they're getting their stuff from, and then figure it out and be like, bet we're gonna take what y'all have and we're just gonna make our own stuff. So this leak was not at all good. The designs, the 3D models, and prototypes across multiple seasons. You're talking about shoes. You're talking about clothing. Bruh, this was a huge data leak, bruh. A huge one. And I don't know why people aren't taking this serious. Like, you are probably going to see if it does leak enough to where, you can buy from the black market or somebody that has it. Dog, there's a lot of stuff in there that you can actually use for your own brand. Like where people are manufacturing their stuff from. Yeah, man.
I guess I thought that all these shoe companies kind of already, I mean, not shared materials, but like physically share. Like there's only so many materials you can make certain shoes out of. Like I would have thought that like some of this stuff wasn't like that big of a deal. Like why is this so crazy? Like just because the design of it and like the future of the shoe could be stolen by like a Temu or something like that?
I wouldn't necessarily say a Temu.
Not really? Or like Fashion Nova or She and all, those people who like get the accusations of taking designs. I don't know if they do or not, That's the accusations that go around.
I mean,
Is that the problem?
You just don't want you don't want your design. Yeah, you don't want your design showing up every which way. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Especially if it's something dope. You definitely don't want Jordan. You definitely don't want that showing up nowhere, bro.
Have you ever stood in a line against Jordan?
Never. I've never
Never?
been. Yeah, man. I've never been like a super duper sneakerhead. I have a lot of shoes, but I'm not a sneakerhead.
So for the sneakerheads, is this something that just they look at and say like, ooh, mid, not gonna go out there? Like, is that the problem? Like they'd be like, ooh, or I really want this one. Because this could be promo, right? I mean, if it's like the designs are dope and it's kind of a leak.
I don't think it's promo.
That ain't promo.
No?
That ain't promo.
You know,
I don't think it's promo.
we're just throwing things out there.
Yeah, I think this got leaked and they messed up. Somebody in the it's just like when Nike was backdooring the little kid was backdooring Nike shoes. Like this is a huge, man. This ain't no little thing to sit on. Like, I mean, I'm glad Nike got ahead of it, but I mean, you definitely can see other people with your designs down the line if somebody saw this. So
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Crazy.
Yeah. Nike is real currency nowadays.
Yeah.
Like people don't like there are shoes that trade for thousands of dollars. So the fact that this was able to be released, that is so wild to me. And like you said, I do think Temu is definitely gonna have fun with this one. Temu gonna have fun. What's some other backdoor websites? DHK. I think.
Yo, this DHK. Come on.
Alibaba.
AliExpress. What y'all know about it?
I'm just saying. They finna go crazy with this, bro.
I got a couple fake shoes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say and tell it to you real. Got a couple fake shoes. It's all good. You never know. You never know.
You never know.
I just walk real fast, so no nobody look at my feet. I walk real quick, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I can't stand people that look too closely into
don't look
shoes.
at my
They used to
shoes
do
that
it in
close.
school all the time.
Yeah.
What are those? Y'all wasn't around during that. But.
What are those?
Yeah, what are those?
How old is
Y'all
he
wasn't
think
in
we
school.
are?
Y'all wasn't in school for it
That's
though.
hilarious.
Y'all wasn't in school for it though. Y'all was in
How
school
old
for
do
what
you
are those?
think we are?
So tell me, y'all was in school during the what are those?
No, we
moment.
weren't in school
That's
for
what I'm
it, but I mean,
saying.
we were around for it though.
Right. You don't understand. In high school, you had to make sure your shoes was on point because any type of what are those,
Well,
it
But
turns
that
into
was a-
everybody saying, what are those?
Well, here's the thing. I'm also glad I wasn't in high school back then, regardless, because the way y'all dressed, I couldn't have kept up with. Y'all had like a Miri and all these Gucci, and I'm good, bro. I was wearing polo shorts and a small T-shirt I got from like the Goodwill, bro. Like and some flip flops.
I've always hated the obsession with shoes because they're shoes. Give me a break. Like I'm stepping in mud with them. I'm stepping, in bathroom stalls around the country. Don't look at them. They're not supposed to be that freaking clean. Give me a break.
I don't know.
Nah,
I
I
don't know
culture.
about clean.
That is the
It's too
culture.
much.
You got to make it clean. You got to make it look nice. But
I'm not
I
saying
don't want
look
it to
grubby.
be like the cheapest. I mean, I'm okay with like even somebody coming in there with some cheap looking shoes. Like,
Oh, no.
I'm cool
Okay.
with that. Like I do
All
that.
right.
I wear cheap clothes, cheap stuff. Like I'm cool with that.
Yeah, man,
But
you got to stop
I'ma
admitting
make
certain
it look
things on
nice.
air, right?
I'm just saying, I'm gonna
You
make it
gotta
look
stop
nice.
admitting certain things on
Right, you
air.
can't make cheap things look nice.
No.
All right.
What are those? Blew up around 2015. Yes, I was in school in 2015.
I wasn't. I was 25.
Wow.
You 2015?
I was 25. 2015, I'm 25 years old.
Oh, you weren't in school. Oh.
Wow. Yeah. I'm 35 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
All
old.
right, yeah.
I get to be with a million.
Yeah, I'm 35.
Okay, so what about this? And yes, you can make cheap shoes look good. Man, don't let him like shame you.
There we go.
Whatever. Sorry, I was typing up something I was trying to
No, I'm playing.
Drake's dad, Dennis Graham, is actually defending Iceman title amid these recent shootings. Ice has been weird around the country, people's thoughts about it. So now he's at the point where he has to defend Iceman,
The album.
the album, right?
Yeah, it's his, I think this is Drake's next solo album. But here's the thing. It did come at a wrong time.
It's a bad time. Read the room.
Yeah, it did come at a wrong time. I don't think Drake knew that he was naming this album for this and but Ice has been doing this for a couple months now, player. Like, I mean,
Well, Drake's been putting out this Iceman album since last year.
Yeah.
Like mid last year, he's been promoting Iceman. He's been doing different streams where he would just do like 2-hour-long streams, and then he'll play some music here and there. He's dancing with Ice in the background and stuff like that. Not Ice agents, but like Ice glaciers,
Actual Ice.
Yeah. He's had this idea. I think the Ice Agents low-key just been biting his style a little bit.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying,
what?
Drizzy, I'm sorry, I'm just a Drizzy fan. I want him to keep, and he's Canadian. So really, he's all right.
To
He
your
gets a
point,
pass on this.
To your point, I do think like the mobs of people who just want to find a problem will find a problem with anything. You know what I mean? They're saying it's tone deaf and it's insensitive because of the trauma surrounding ICE and what they're doing in Minnesota and just around the country and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like he's clearly not calling himself
The Iceman.
an ICE
yeah,
agent.
Yeah.
Like, unless he titled it like, I love ICE agents. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't just ban the word ICE.
Right.
Not drinks with ICE.
Don't do it.
with ice?
Don't do it. Don't drink. Don't
Like,
drink
what are we
with
talking
ice.
about here?
The whole Iceman comes from how much ice he wears on him, like the jewelry that he wears. It looks like ice and it looks like diamonds when you're shining lights on it. That's the Iceman.
So-
That's Drizzy.
Drake's dad is basically saying that, right? Like that basically everybody's just doing it to hate on his son's success and it's overblown and that people are just trying to be offended or looking for a reason to be offended. And if the title were called Love, somebody would still find a problem with it.
Yeah.
Diddy
Which-
named his album Love.
Did
I
he?
think.
You said Diddy?
Diddy named his last album Love.
Oh wow.
Well, see how that ended. So maybe he's got a point.
Here's the thing. I don't even think Drake really is fully aware. I think he's aware of what's going on, but I also don't think he did this intentionally or if he did this like,
No.
I don't think he did this like, oh man, I'm the Iceman. I think he just named his album, like Million said, his named his album The Iceman because he wears a lot of ice. But also, he's one of the coldest lyricists to ever touch a microphone. Ooh. So I mean, that's just neither here nor there. I'm not saying I'm like a million Drake fan, but I am a Drake fan.
Yeah.
And I think this album is very much so needed with all of what has been happening with him from the UCG and all that. Like, I think it's a lot of things going on with Drake that I think this album, he has to come all the way correct.
Wait, what do you mean by that with the UCG?
The Universal Music Group, UMG, the Universal Music Group. He was suing the Universal Music Group.
Oh, because of the Kendrick Lamar stuff.
Yeah. So it's a bunch of stuff going on, man. It's a lot. So we need him to come correct. And as a Drake, I'm a Drake fan, not a huge one, but I am a Drake fan. I want this album to be amazing. I want it to be amazing. So,
because Drake has been in our lives like forever. You know what I mean? Dropping like hits on hits on hits. You can't take that away from him. At the same time, Kendrick kind of had some points. Kendrick, like I was kind of team Kendrick.
oh wow.
On that whole, I was. I mean, because Drake got in some good hits on him. He got some good hits on him. I just thought, now you're suing? Like, you're supposed to answer this with the pen, not like now I'm mad and I'm suing you. I don't know. I just thought that was a little odd.
He had the whole world calling Drake a PDF file.
A minor.
And I don't know anything about that.
That's crazy. I am gonna sue after
But like,
that.
he had also called Kendrick like a woman beater or something like that, like a wife beater.
That ain't the same as
It's
PDF
still-
files.
Either way, you could sue. Either way, but Kendrick said, I'm coming back at you with my pen. And he said, oh, I'm going to sue you. It's like, is that like a rap battle these days?
You know what?
Just ends in like lawsuits? That's dumb.
Lana, I'm highly surprised that you knew about all this. I'm not gonna lie. That makes me feel real.
Thank you.
That makes me feel real good that you like really like you knew about that, and I'm like, that's what's up, bro. I'll give you some of that one, bro. You knew about it. All right, respect.
So we'll see what happens. And, maybe somebody will sue Drake if he says something that they don't like. And then they can just all go back and forth and sue each other. And then rap will be destroyed.
It's be a big old sue fest. Who can sue biggest? Who can sue
Suing
first?
you, yeah. Okay, what are you talking about here? Okay, moving right along. It's not all bad for everybody in this country. Walmart managers are actually making off better than you might think. How much actually would you think that one could get from being a Walmart manager?
I think maybe like 65.
That's what I would have thought.
65
I
as
would
a
have.
manager?
I would have thought about $60,000 to $80,000. I swear to you.
Yeah.
I'd at least give him 100.
For a manager, are
That,
they like?
he's already
manager-
said he doesn't know how much people make.
Yeah,
We
I
already
already know.
he
A
thinks everybody's making six figures.
I do. I
in
do.
the world.
I do. I just be thinking everybody is as 100K like for everything. My bad.
No,
All right.
it depends on what type of manager it is, though. Because is it like just like a store manager? Is it like a general manager, store manager? What are we talking about?
The story here, though, is that Walmart managers are reportedly now earning up to $620,000.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's
620.
I don't need to be here.
Oh well. You're right.
I'm not making 600. You should have told me all you had to do was work as a manager at Walmart.
620,000
I'll leave this desk right now.
for 620,000 at Walmart. But it's
No, I wouldn't.
But it's
I wouldn't.
Walmart though.
Bro,
No, I mean-
what? What are we talking about, bro? I be scrubbing toilets. I be mopping floors. I be dealing with all the negative energy. Cause I'd have the biggest smile dealing with any type of person that came into a Walmart if I was getting 600 bands off of that, bro. What?
I don't know.
Where
bro.
did you? Because you're the one who were looking into this, right? Like, are you sure
What?
that this is like on the up and up? They're really making up to $620,000.
That's what they say.
Regional manager.
Regional
We're talking about
managers.
regional managers here. So these are
Okay.
people who are over multiple stores.
Well, still though, regional managers, that's a lot of money for a
Regardless,
regional,
anything associated with Walmart,
That's a
this is
regional-
shocking.
that's a
It's still shocking now.
regional managers is still a lot. I mean, that's over $500,000 right there, bruh.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That's over
I
half a
am-
million.
Well, just to let people know, regional managers are a lot harder to like come around. Like those type of jobs are really good jobs, but 9 times out of 10, regional managers are making around 250K, 300K. The fact that they're making 600 bands is crazy to me, bro.
How much were they? How much are they? I'm confused.
Dale, how much? How much do you think that like a regular Walmart maker
I'm
makes?
actually looking this up right now.
Like
How much do workers at
right.
entry level
How
make?
much do you think a regular employee makes?
I don't know, like 40, 50,000.
40, 50,000?
How do you go from like, oh, $620,000 is
a
not that much?
He said a regular. He said a regular
I'm saying
worker.
like a cashier.
Yeah, that's
just
like 40,
a
maybe 40, 50,000 a year.
40, 50,000?
Okay, on the low end, $29,000.
Come on now.
Average $36,000 to $38,000. Higher end, $39,500, roughly. This is based on what ChatGPT estimates. So you could look that up, whatever. But the point is,
Wait, what? This been going on?
Yo,
people are
you-
living like this.
You're showing your privilege, dog.
Well,
What
not
you're
talk
showing your
about?
privilege.
I hate cheap
I'm
shoes.
saying,
You can't
ain't
wear
never-
cheap shoes.
You ain't never working fast food. You
I
ain't never
haven't.
working retail.
I
You ain't
haven't.
never
I did
did
work in
no
retail.
cleaning
I did
for
work
no
in retail. I
toilets.
worked at
Like,
Abercrombie and Finch. I did work in retail.
What?
Yeah, but it was like years
The most
ago.
bougie store. I worked in Abercrombie.
Bro,
and
I've
Fitch.
worked in grocery. Yo, I've worked everywhere. 39,000 is amazing.
Listen, brother. My bad. What do y'all want from me for having a good life? God, dog.
I just want everybody to remember this moment. The next time he tries to call me bougie, this is the bougiest man on the set.
That part.
Like,
That
because
part.
come on.
Listen, man, I didn't know this though. I thought everybody was making 40, 50,000, 60,000 to $100,000 a year. I thought that was like normal thing.
No, bro, that's good, especially out here in Georgia, bro.
So what's
That is
great?
decent.
So what's great?
Great is like when you cross the 100 mark.
Oh,
You
okay.
cross 100? No, I'll say that's decent. That's like really
That's
good.
like really good.
yes,
Not because
great is like
200. If you hit that 2 in front, the 100, it doesn't go anywhere. Now you live here, like you really can't make that much happen in your life unless
Okay.
you like have 100K. Like if you have a family, forget it.
Okay.
So that's where it's like, most people are under that. Boy,
Yeah.
and y'all got regional managers making how much? And I mean, the CEO is like
Yeah.
raking it in
Okay,
with
my
just
bad.
a hordes and hordes and hordes of minions who make like barely enough to survive. It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
I feel bad now.
So you don't think you
I
could
feel
survive
bad.
off of like 39?
Could I
Yeah,
survive?
39K,
People have to do
40K.
this.
No.
People have to
Wow.
do this.
I don't think I
Wow.
could.
Boy, my first job, I was making $30,000.
I
Man,
don't
bro,
think I
I was
could.
all right, bro. I paid my
You
way
figure
through
it out.
college.
I mean,
Yeah,
I,
figure it out.
I mean, dude, here's the thing. I've been broke.
Yeah.
I ain't about to play me like I've been broke.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Whatever. All right.
We have so much more coming at you after we take a quick break.